and this over here. So we can see price heading lower, lower, lower by the candles, right? So what's interesting is when you look here, right, you can see here a very, very clean rejection. This is probably the cleanest you're going to see it. Do you see a green candle? This is on the 5-minute time frame. Do you see a green candle? What was going on inside of the wick of the green candle was the most important thing, right? When you form a trend, when you want to spot a trend exhaustion, you want to understand who is being absorbed. In this case, the sellers, the aggressive sellers, are being absorbed, right? And that's what you see over here in this region, right? Look at this 47 for 0, right? 47 for 0. And so if I just bring these next to each other, let's break this down again. So we can see right at the bottom, we see 47 for 0, right? So what does this tell you about this particular fair value gap, right? So if we, if we break above this fair value gap, like we have eventually over here, price comes in and taps into this key level again. So we're seeing price reject off this key level, right? This fair value gap and this fair value gap. So this 47 for 0 is the most interesting thing you want to kind of keep your eyes on, right? 47 for 0, the aggressive sellers have failed, and then of course we break to the upside, right? Again, what's interesting is that as price is breaking higher and higher, we see the aggressive sellers popping up, right? So are these aggressive sellers being rewarded? Are they being rewarded, right? So if you see sellers in a green candle, that generally means that the aggressive sellers are not being rewarded. This means there's a passive buyer that's present. And this is what reverses trends, right? Passive buyers step into the market and they drive price higher, and you see passive buyers down here at the bottom, right? You even saw passive buyers down here. So these passive buyers are the ones responsible for propping up the market, and it's the passive buyers that cause a bearish trend to reverse, right? Nothing else. We use liquidity and fair value gaps to our advantage, but the truth is you got to understand who is passive and who is aggressive, right? So this is how I would have framed this trade if I was trading gold myself, right? I want to be buying, again, below the candle's opening price, and you just want to target the candle's opening price, right? So that's typically how you want to be approaching this trade on the 5-minute or the 1-minute, right? So if we just kind of play price on a little bit, when you see the aggressive buyers, in this case, right, aggressive sellers failed, aggressive buyers stepped in over here, right? So this is how you frame a trade, and this is how you find a trend reversal.